Hey, I'm Bradford Rooney, and I am the production manager here at Upstreet Craft Brewing, and today we are going to look at DME's 4-station keg washer, which we use for all our keg washing and keg filling needs. So what we have here is we have well water, just cold well water coming in on this line. This is our sanitizer line. This valve controls the hot caustic solution, which is stored in the reservoir built into the keg washer. There's also a built-in pump that allows us to get that caustic solution flowing. And the sanitizer line has its own pressure built in-house, same with the well water. And we have 2 air lines, so we have forced air in this blue cable, so that's just coming from an air compressor, and then this CO2 line. So our first step is wash. So we do pretty much everything on a roughly 3-second flow rate, and we do it in repetitions of 3. So starting with the rinse, we'll do 3 seconds of this. So what this is doing is it's running the well water into the beer line, which are tapped to each of the kegs through the coupler. And then we can follow that up with some compressed air. And the whole time I'm keeping an eye on this piece of hose here, which is basically leading down into the drain, so that I can see basically if we're still full of water, or if it's empty now, and also what the color is looking like. If after 3 reps of doing water, if I notice that there's still some discolor in that, then I know that there's still some beer in the kegs, and I might want to give it another go. Now that my drain's looking clear, the water's all out, I'm going to close the drain and open the access. So we're going to need the pump for this step. So this is the caustic phase. So one difference in this step is after I've run my air after the first rep, just going to wait a second until I can see that air pushing the chemical back into the reservoir before I start again. If I sense that I've got some really old kegs that are potentially a bit grimy, then I might do an extra rep here. And I wait for that drain to show signs of emptying. There it is. Close the pump. So that's looking good. So I'll seal off the access to the reservoir. Open the drain again to allow things to flow out. What I'm actually going to do is detach my compressed air line from the same beer line where all of our liquid's going through, which is the top set, which is the lines that are going in to the top of the coupler on the kegs. So I'm going to switch that out for CO2 while I'm doing the sanitizer, which is the last liquid phase of the cleaning. And I'm doing that because CO2 reacts better with the sanitizer than oxygen does. And also, when I'm done with this last step of the cleaning phase in terms of the liquids, then I know that my kegs are full of CO2 and not compressed air, which contains oxygen. So I'm going to wait until this drain is definitely completely empty. So that's it, no more liquid. I'm going to seal off the drain. I'm going to move my CO2 back to where it was started. It hasn't been used over here yet, but it will be used here in the last phase. So this is the air line. So this is the other hose that's going into the couplers. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the kegs down, seal off the beer line, which is this top network, and I'm going to use the CO2 to pressurize the kegs to 10 psi. We are all ready to keg here. We got our beer in the line and it's looking good in the sight glass. And so what we're going to do is we're going to start both sides. This doesn't have to be a 2-person job, but we generally do it with 2 people when we have them, but you can do it alone. You just kind of stagger, start one side, once walk over, start the other side, and you can just expect to be that side that you started first would be done first. So we open the beer line first, which is this guy, CO2 line second. So again, we got beer filling in the keg from this line. It's displacing the CO2 that was in there from cleaning out this line and down the drain. And eventually when the keg's full of beer, we'll see the beer coming out of the airline as there's nowhere else to go, and that's when we know that they're done, and we'll close them off in the opposite order. So what I need to do is open this drain up a little bit, and this is actually what controls the speed of the keg filling. So if I was to open this drain up all the way, that would mean that the beer is able to push the CO2 out as fast as possible, therefore pretty much fill the kegs at lightning speed. But you don't want that, because then the beer would get foamy from filling too fast. We do about 0.1 liters a second, maybe a little bit faster. We also have a couple kegs on a scale so that we have a pretty good idea of both our filling speed, also how close we are to full. Well, thanks for watching, guys. That was the DME's 4-station keg washer here at Upstreet Craft Brewing. Hope you enjoy.